Hi, welcome to my channel. In this episode, we're going to talk about thoughts and emotions, how they are linked, and understand why it's so important to know this as it impacts our energy, which in turn our overall journey from spiritual perspective. Before we begin, right, if you have not watched the other episodes of this series, I would recommend you to watch those as they lay the foundation for the topic what we're going to discuss today. Help you with that, I have left the links in the description. Please check. Without any further ado, let's unpack thoughts and emotions. Before we deep dive into thoughts and emotion, just a recap on what we talked in our last episode was basically you have gone through the exercise in your meditation about your mind to understand, right, what kind of thoughts you are getting, and you might have listed out various categories. We'll take health as a category to talk in this episode. Again, when it comes to health, right, for us, when you truly look at it, the thoughts what I was getting was primarily focused around two, right? One, what I am eating, and then second thing is, am I working out, walking, those things, right? So those two were the things which kinda used to bother me, right? From eating habit perspective, I had pretty much even before I started my meditation, I had got into a rhythm where, right, eat right. By that, what I mean, not eating sugar or anything too much, right? Eating anything in a right amount of quantity is good. How do you know it whether it's a right amount of quantity? It's basically when once you eat, right, you don't fall asleep or you don't feel tired. For me, that is about eating right. And second thing is, by eating in small portions, keeps you active enough to do whatever you have to do. Right? Again, it's not all the time. There are times I do exceptions, eat more. Right, if I'm on a vacation, or right, sometimes in the night I do go a little bit up, so that way I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night. Right? So not searching for the food in the middle of the night. So now let's talk about the second aspect. The other thought which used to bother me was around not working out enough. Right. By that, what I mean for me was not running for 30 minutes every day, right, or even lifting some weights, etc. Again, the reason why I'm saying all of this, as you can see, both of these were the thoughts, right, which used to bother me, right? It's not just during meditation, but it was also during rest of the day. And what it used to do is, right, consume a lot more of my mind or my energy, right, because it's the same thought which is circulating in my mind and it's not going away, it's not improving, right? And this is where during my meditation I started to think more and more. Again, more and more thinking is also a thought. And this, at that point of time, I realized I do need to act on this, right? And I did started to work out like weekly couple of times, and then over a period of time, right, I came to a stage where I'm working out actually average 5 days a week. And what was interesting with that was, after those few months when I was very consistent with my workout, the thought which used to come bother me during meditation or even during rest of the day completely stopped. And that was amazing, right? That's when I learned, okay, if you assign an action, if you work towards anything which is bothering you, right, or any thought, it is gonna pretty much disappear. Why does this happen? It's because you feel happy about it, you feel content within yourself, and this is where the amazing thing happens. And you will notice, if you start doing for each of your thought, do that, right, it pretty much stops, and then your mind is free. If you have heard throughout this episode, you can see I've been using word thought, and at the tail end I did talk about the emotion. But what you want to understand is, each thought actually is driven by an emotion, actually, right? The initial thought which was bothering is actually fear, which is worried about something like heart attack. Just using it as an extreme, but you get the point. You can notice thought and emotions are basically connected. With that, when you look back on in this video, you will see a thought, emotions are connected, and each thought, right, can have different kinds of emotion. I talked about fear. I also talked about once I doing things what I need to do to get the thought out. There was a second emotion which was content within myself. As you can see, we can end the thought with the second emotion. When you do this for each of your thought, right, that's where the journey starts on the spiritual, because you're more balanced within you. And we will talk about in the future videos how does that connect, right? Being balanced within you, how does it impact your energy? With that, thank you for listening. If you like, please subscribe, share the video, as well as like, so that more and more people can get to know. Thank you.